Today I'm showing you my lumpia recipe that I grew up with. First step is we're gonna gather all of our ingredients. 1 pound of ground pork shoulder, half a pound of jumbo shrimp peeled, deveined, and minced, 3/4 cup of Chinese cabbage chopped, 3/4 cups of green onions thinly sliced, half a cup of carrots grated, half a cup of jicama peeled, grated, and pressed, 1 teaspoon of coarse salt, 1 teaspoon of sugar, 1.5 teaspoon of garlic powder, 2 teaspoons of fish sauce, half a teaspoon of MSG, finally 1 package of lumpia wrappers, 30 pieces. This is the Filipino fish sauce that I'm using today. So first step is grinding the pork shoulder, peeling and deveining the shrimp, then mincing it and set it aside. Now peel and shred the jicama. Once it's shredded, put it on a cheesecloth and try to squeeze out as much liquid as you can by pressing it. And take it out of the cheesecloth and just set it aside. Shred the carrots and set aside. Thinly cut the green onions and set aside. Cut the cabbage into quarters lengthwise. Make even vertical cuts without cutting through the stems. Chop into about 1/4 inch pieces. And gather all your ingredients. Put on a pair of gloves. In a large bowl, combine your pork, the shrimp, the vegetables, and all your seasonings. And you will going to mix the filling by hand. You're going to mix the filling by scooping it with your fingers from the bottom, folding it over to the top, turning the bowl, and repeat this process till well combined. The filling will be a little bit sticky, and that's what you want. To test the seasoning, you're going to cook a small amount of the filling in a skillet and taste it and adjust the seasoning as needed. Now you're going to take your piping bag, turn it inside out about 3/4 way, and start scooping the filling and fill the bags. So I forgot to show this in the video, but you are going to need to cut the tip off the bag, leaving an opening about the size of your index finger. Now set your fillings over a bowl of ice while you prep your station. Peel a piece of the wrapper over your board. And on my board, I have a 4-inch mark right on the bottom. So center your wrapper on the board. Hold the bag on the fat end with your dominant hand. Now add the filling about 4 inches long near the bottom of the wrapper. And take the bottom flap of the wrapper and fold it over. Make sure to squeeze out any air pockets. I'm using a bench scraper, which makes it easier. And you're gonna fold the 2 flap on the side over. And then you're gonna tuck and roll as tight as you can, leaving about 1 inch of the wrapper, and brush on some egg wash and roll to seal. Just like that. And repeat this process till all the wrappers are gone. Now you can take your lumpias, put them on a baking sheet, and pop them in your freezer for a few hours or overnight until they're frozen. Once they're frozen, you can put them in a Ziploc bag and they can be stored in the freezer for up to 6 months. Now in your frying pan or wok, heat up about 1/2 inch of oil to medium-low or 350 degrees You're going to fry your lumpia in small batches. And you're going to fry for about 3 minutes, maintaining the oil temperature, making sure it's not overheating. And turn it over and fry for another 3 minutes on the other side. Making sure you do not walk away from the stove while you're frying. Now take the lumpias out and drain the excess oil on a paper towel. They're gonna look a little pale, but they should be cooked all the way through. If you're planning on serving this to a party, you can make this ahead of time, and this would be a good stopping point until you're ready to serve. Now, when you're ready to serve, heat up your oil to medium-high or to 375 degrees, and you're going to flash fry the lumpia for about 30 seconds to a minute on each side, making sure you're not walking away from the stove. The lumpia will cook very fast. Frying it for a second time in high temperature will achieve a very crispy exterior. Now serve with your favorite sweet chili dipping sauce. It's crunchy and crispy on the outside, soft and chewy in the inside. The filling is tender, have a burst of flavor and umami. And there's different textures in every bite. Enjoy the best lumpia. Thanks for watching.